It's about the reactions. It's about the compliments. It's about that, ooh wee, damn, what you wearing? From any gender, any side, don't matter. You want reactions? These fragrances have given me reactions. This calendar year, these are 8 fragrances that have all given me that, what is this reaction that we're looking for when we buy fragrances? These are all 8 fragrances that I would blindly recommend by doing this. And I'm going to put you guys onto that list and go buy them right now. Let's roll my motherfucking music so I can put you on to 2022 8 fragrances that have blown my balls off.
I'm kind of a big
We're all alone. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I wanna be
Good morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. I can easily go like this, bro. Like this. And recommend one of these fragrances blindly. Just go, yo, wear this one. It really doesn't matter. I loved each and every one of these fragrances. They're super sexy, appropriate for dressing up, dressing down. You want to be bummy. You want to get that compliment factor. You just want to go out and just stunt a little bit. Even if you're on your most basic day, you don't even put moisturizer on your face. What kind of animal are you? You can wear one of these fragrances, walk by and just give them like a subliminal waft, like, you know what time it is. These fragrances, I can't put them in an order. I really can't, because they're all like bangers. What I'm gonna end up doing is kind of like maybe from like newest acquisition to like oldest or whatever. Not even, bro. Let's just jump right into it. This fragrance is my newest acquisition. Blew my doors off instantly. I knew that it was going to. I dropped the video a couple days and just based on reaction alone, that's by the house of Roberto Cavalli, and that's that golden anniversary Uomo. Yo, it's sold out. It probably sold out before I even touched it. People were gonna buy this based off the line, off rip, just off GP. They were just pure principle they were gonna buy this joint. And it's phenomenal. For me, it lived up to all the hype. Absolutely stellar. Sexy, sweet, dark, mass appeal, gorgeous, just, it has the right amount of a little bit of everything that you want in a fragrance. It is a stellar piece, which isn't too expensive. Well, scratch that. It wasn't too expensive. It was a yardstick. By the time they put this shit in restock, I don't even know what dudes is gonna be like. They're gonna throw this shit on the eBays for like 160, 170. Watch, because people are savages. Joint was like $1. If this shit ever drops in price, I'm double and tripling bottling this joint. That's how good this shit is, and I highly recommend you test this shit out. Next one. Another new acquisition. I got this a couple of days ago from Fragrance Buy. They collabed on the video. They sent me this joint to test out. And it's by the house of Issei Miyake, and that's Noir Ambre. A gorgeous, sweet, seductive, ambery fragrance that slaps. It's crazy. I haven't even truly been able to appreciate the full glory of this fragrance because it's such a new acquisition, but if we're judging it by initial wear, performance has been great. It's beautiful, it's sexy, it's nighttime, it's going out, it's date, it's impressive, it's gorgeous, not expensive, it's vanillic, it's ambery, it's woody, it's a little bit herbal, it's phenomenal. But you could blindly buy this shit. And I don't recommend blind buys. I rarely recommend blind buys, but blind buy it. Next one. I love when we find a cheapie that slaps. For me, this shit totally slaps. Bath & Body Works Coffee and Whiskey, which is what Daddy's gonna be drinking today. Uncle Cuba is gonna get inebriated in levels of inebriation that might be illegal in 14 states. And that's a fact. I'm feeling sloppy today. And sometimes you gotta treat yourself to that sloppy vibe. And this is a fragrance with whiskey, which is my preferred poison, that you're not gonna get pulled over for a DUI. Super sexy, easily attainable, online. Apparently, some people have been telling me that Bath & Body Works, the actual stores, don't have this shit. They'll have like the body lotion, they'll have the hand cream, the butt cream, but they won't have the fragrance. So this is something you're gonna have to purchase online if it hasn't sold out already. Beautiful, cheap fragrance in the $40 space. Very sexy, underrated right now though. Next one. I did a video with the wife a couple of days ago and she picked this out to be the sexiest in the designer hype space video that I did. And I have to agree with her. Mercedes-Benz Select Night is a banger for a car fragrance. This is by far the best car fragrance that I've encountered. by far. I'm hoping that I encounter other car fragrances that really give me this kind of like, wow, this shit is really, really banging. And hopefully wifey will feel the same way. Absolutely sexy, tonka sweet, leathery, very moody type fragrance, if that's the way to describe it. It's just, it sets the tone. This is a pure candlelight. Let's sit down, let's have a conversation, let's open a beautiful bottle of red wine, decant that bottle so that bitch can breathe, and let's sit down and have a conversation and get to know each other, looking at each other face to face. Put the phone away. Turn that shit off. Let's actually have a conversation between two humans trying to truly get to know each other. This is a fragrance that'll help you enhance that conversation piece, because it'll be that icebreaker trail to be like, yeah, no, I do this for a living. She's like, but let me just, you smell wonderful. And that's kind of what you want. You want the little complimentary factor. We're always the individuals that are complimenting the women, as we should. But if we can get a little 5%er in, I think Mercedes-Benz Select Night can help you do that next one. For some reason, I'm a classic man. That song just pops into my head with this particular fragrance. It's a brand new house, at least introduced to me, and it's been blowing my doors off every single fragrance that I've smelled it. But this one was the first one, and that knocked my socks off. That's Mizenser's Perfect Oud. Gentlemanly, sexy, one of the most wearable ouds, and possibly entry level without it being kind of juvenile. This is very masculine, super work safe, a completely versatile fragrance with brightness, yet depth in oud, wearable, non-animalic. It has this essence of luxury and confidence and masculinity in it that is really gorgeous. It really sets the standard for what a beautiful wearable oud should be. Alberto Morillas, we all know, is a monster in the fragrance space. I mean, if the dude can create Acqua di Gio, you think he's gonna fall off creating some masculinity, sexy oud that's wearable in a fresh space? Shut up. This joint slaps. Crazy. Perfect Oud by Mizenser, a gentleman's scent for sure. Next one. I mean, Tommy Ford killed it with this joint. I was one of those naysayers. I wasn't gonna believe the hype. I was just kind of like, oh, this is gonna be another cash grab or whatever. But Ebene Fumé, or Ebene Fumé by Tom Ford, gorgeous incense. Beautiful, smoky, dry, vanillic, ambery, like the waft of incensey smoke that evokes from this nozzle, just taking the top off, is gorgerific. For a fragrance that you could just walk into a Sephora or a Macy's or a Neiman or something like that, that's easily attainable in the designer space with a brand name like Tom Ford, right now this one's kind of like scaling up there to be one of those top 5 really, really, really nice fragrances by the house of Tom Ford. Definitely a fragrance that threw me back when I first smelled it and really got better every time I wore it ever since. So Tom Ford Ebene Fumé, absolutely a banger. Next one. This is a fragrance that might be challenging for some people. This might be for the people in the fragrance space that have kind of evolved or helped build their noses to different scent profiles. This fragrance is a little bit greener, a little bit pinier, a little bit, I want to say possibly challenging. I don't find it challenging, but I can see how some may find it challenging. I think it's a beautiful masterpiece fragrance. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. And that's by the house of Serge Lutens, and that's Filet in Anguilles. Gorgeous presentation, super sleek. It's got that gloss with the matte, but presentation doesn't mean shit. It's all about that scent. As I stated, it has kind of this holiday-ish, greenish, oily pine kind of smell, but there's a mystery and sexiness about this fragrance that really has to do with your skin chemistry and what it's able to produce. I think this is an absolutely stellar fragrance. Beautiful, masterful, sexy. This one would be kind of like if you headed to your black belt level in martial arts, this will be the fragrance that you jump into. Like you skirted over all the hype and all the shit, but you're looking for something refined, a little bit different with a little bit of elegance and sophistication. Filet Anguilles blew my balls off, and I love this shit. Next one. And last and certainly not least, by the house of Givenchy, and that's Gentleman Reserve Privé, or Privé Reserve, whatever. Pottery, boozy, and amber done right. Absolutely a sexual deviant with compliment magnet written all over it. Possibly one of the best from the lineup. A beautiful release by Givenchy. They really killed it with this. It really has this nice oak barrel-y booziness with beautiful powderiness, but it's not overly powdery, at least not off of my skin. You do get that Givenchy gentleman DNA, but it really is a banger, and definitely pushed me back in my seat a little bit when I smelled this. I was like, ooh, okay now. I felt like the beat nuts. Watch out now. So these are 8 fragrances that absolutely blew my doors off when I smelled it. These are stellar pieces. I highly encourage you to, at bare minimum, test them out if you're able to get them. But these are the fragrances so far that have blown my doors off in 2022 that I definitely recommend for compliments, sex appeal, date night, courting a significant other, or just trying to fuck. I love y'all motherfuckers from the heart, and I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know what it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
Cubaknow, what's fresh, who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? Cubaknow.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.